The Ford Focus, a British icon, seen all over UK roads. Let's have a look back at the Focus's history and talk about where it's come from and the rise and fall of the Ford Focus. Hence the reason for the Ford t-shirt I'm wearing today. It all started in 1998 when Ford were tasked with making a replacement for the very popular Ford Escort. That spanned over 3 decades and was a great seller across Europe and the UK. Ford made something that matched their new edge styling that was found on the Ford Ka or Ford Ka in 1996. This is very futuristic and it featured lots of curves. It was also a very aerodynamic car and was initially available in 4 body styles: a 3-door hatchback, a saloon, a 5-door hatchback and a estate model as well. The Mark I Focus really showed the turn of the millennium and gave everyone a glimpse of what the future of car design would be. It's a car that's aged extremely well and still looks great to this day. Definitely a future classic in my eyes. The first generation Ford Focus was so popular, in fact, that it had nearly double the UK sales than the Volkswagen Golf in 2001, and a total sales across Europe of over 540,000 cars. That's over 500,000 vehicles sold in Europe. The hatchback was finally back in instead of the saloon variant of cars. Cars like the Volkswagen Golf were doing really well. In the UK though, the Ford Focus outsold the Golf for many years, all the way up until 2016. In 2004, Ford released the Ford Focus concept at the Tokyo Motor Show. This is a beautiful car and it still looks great to this day in my opinion. They even did some dancing on the stage. It was pretty cool. I loved the colours, the interior, everything was well thought out. They went for a more boxy design on this car and it was still the new edge styling but sort of continued on. In 2004 we got the second generation Ford Focus, like I say, boxier design, and it had a much more modern interior. The first generation interior was definitely of its time. Exterior though has aged very well. With the second generation car came a 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating. This was a great achievement on the Focus and it also put it ahead of Volkswagen with their 4-star at the time on the Mark IV Golf. The whole idea of having the Ford Focus designed, engineered and built in Germany was to give it a more premium feel and make people think of it as a European car rather than an American vehicle, which tend to stereotypically have less quality components and be a much less reliable car. Later on the Mark II, we also saw a coupe cabriolet that was designed by Pininfarina, Italian design house, which is a really nice car. I used to love that vehicle. It was also a concept as the Ford Focus Vignale, which we haven't seen that brand name till 2015, so a long time after the 2004 release. We move on to 2008, it's sort of a facelift from the previous generation. Now this was quite minimally tweaked from the previous generation, had a little bit of different styling, different lights, and it had the new kinetic design language from Ford. We haven't progressed massively from there onwards, but I'll get to that a little bit later. This vehicle sold to 2011, so we've had a very good long successful run from 2004 to 2011 with the same shape of car. I remember around this time the Focus being so popular. I lived in Liverpool and you could literally see streets full of them everywhere. It was such a popular car. 2011 model saw the end of the 3-door Focus as well as the convertible model. This was a bit of a shame, especially for the 3-door, as that was where the whole heritage and the Focus came in the first place. So that was kind of gone. It still had that boxy design and it was called Kinetic Design 2.0. We got another 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating. The interior for its time was really good and it also got some new engine technology like the 1-litre turbocharged EcoBoost engines as well as some more turbocharged diesel engines. In 2014 this model was facelifted with the Aston Martin style grille. Now in 2012 when the Ford Fiesta had been facelifted, this was quite revolutionary, but then Ford just put it on every single car and it had already got a bit boring by this point. The interior didn't stand out across any other brands really. The Volkswagen Golf, Vauxhall Astra, even Kia Ceed all offered more practical, modern, more premium feeling interiors than this Ford Focus did. In 2018, Ford launched the most recent style Ford Focus. They had a advert with butterflies showing how aerodynamic the car was, new colours like Desert Island Blue, showing off new features, sunroof, things like that. You also had the Active sort of crossover variant of it. So I'd say you have 3 variants. You have the Active, the 5-door hatchback and the Estate, or you could have 4, I guess, because you also have the Active Estate. And it was very popular, to be honest. Still was not outselling the Golf at this point. And by 2019, this car was selling almost 3 times as less as the Focus was in 2005. So not doing as well as it ever was. Sales figures in the UK were similar to Nissan Qashqai for the same year. Obviously the market now is much more saturated with different vehicles, and people will be looking across many different body styles rather than just one body style. I think there was a sales segment from 2011 to 2018 where it didn't do as well and there wasn't much progression going on at all. So what is the future for the Ford Focus? Well, Ford has announced that it will be finishing production in 2025 due to the move to electrification and electric vehicles. Earlier this year there was some controversy about the factory in Germany, about them not having licenses to put in 4G chips into the vehicles. Future is unsure about that factory and whether it will shut when production ceases in 2025. That means that the most current generation Focus that we see now is most likely going to be the one that will continue on to 2025 if we look back at the pattern from the previous models. If you like videos like this, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and also click the notification bell so you're notified every time I make a new video. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you very soon for my next video.